Good afternoon and thanks for tuning in. This is Midweek Motivation. Several years ago when my son was a baby, my niece was over at our house and she was carrying him around the house and she was carrying him on her hip. As I noticed this, I was talking to my wife about the way girls carry small children on their hip. You've probably seen it performed if you haven't already done it yourself, but they carry it to their side kind of on top of their hip bone. And my comment leaned toward not understanding how girls can typically do that. I couldn't do it comfortably as I like to either put them just straight on my side, on the right or on the left, or even just in the front. But given that, everyone carries children a little bit differently, but we all still carry them. Some may like to carry on the front in a harness apparatus, but as they get a bit older, then you may carry them on your back in a piggyback motion. But all is different, but still, we are still carrying that child. And so that brings us to this quote by George Bernard Shaw. Everybody carries some type of burden. It's how we carry it that counts. So my friend, my question for you is, how do you carry your burdens? Do you carry it around in your arms, on your hip, in a piggyback motion, on your shoulders, maybe in a backpack? Or maybe you just load them up in a figurative pickup and you just load them up and put them in the back of the pickup and take those around wherever you go. Or maybe you put them in a box and you push it as you go through life. Or maybe you have several boxes of burdens and you stack them up on a dolly or a hand truck and you take those wherever you go. Regardless of how you carry, the Bible does instruct us on how we should be carrying our burdens. And the first one that it says is to give them to Him. In 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 7 it says this, "Cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you." Paul tells the Philippians in Philippians chapter 4 and verse 6 something similar to that. But the second one is that we should give our burdens to each other, our brothers and sisters in Christ specifically. And in Galatians chapter 6 and verse 2 it says this, "Carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ." So there we have it. We have two ways that we should be carrying our burdens. One, we should be giving them to God. And the second one, we should be giving them to each other to help us lighten our load. I appreciate you tuning in today. And the way I carry a small child is going to be a little bit different for me than it is for you. It might be easier for me to carry it one way than for you to carry it another way. But it's up to me to decide on how to carry. But also the same way goes for you and how we're going to carry our burdens. You know, some ways are easier than others, but how you do it is up to you. But the best way to do it is to combine the two ways that the Bible talks about. The idea of giving it to God and then to let others help carry that burden for you. So carry on. God bless and have a great week.